So 8.7, factoring special cases. So we're going to be talking about differences of squares and perfect square trinomials. This is a perfect square trinomial. That means it can be factored into two identical binomials. So the way we do that is we highlight the first and last terms, and then we take the square root of them. The square root of x squared is just x. The square root of 81 is going to be 9. So now what we do there is, since we have two numbers multiplying to be positive but adding up to be negative, it would have to be negative and negative, but they're both going to be 9. So 9 times 9 is 81, x times x is x squared. Also, x times negative 9 plus negative 9 times x is negative 18x. So this would be the answer, or it could be written as x minus 9 squared. Let's take a look at the next one. Here we have a number in front of x larger than 1, but we're still going to use the perfect square trinomial formula because the first and last terms are still perfect squares. So we highlight them and take the square root. The square root of 4x squared is just going to be 2. The square root of 49 is going to be 7. This is minus, so it has to be 2x minus 7 times 2x minus 7. They're going to be identical. Negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 7 and negative 7 times 2 both give me negative 14x, which doubled is negative 28. So you can write it like this, or you can write it as 2x minus 7 squared. Let's look at the next one. We're given an expression representing an area. Find the side length of the square. Now we know squares all have the same lengths. Let's go ahead and factor this. This is going to be a perfect square trinomial, again looking at the first and last terms. So we take the square root of those. That'll give you square root of 49x squared is 7x, and the square root of 36 is 6. They're both positive, so it's going to be 7x plus 6 times 7x plus 6. Now for your answer, it only wants one side length, so only type in 7x plus 6. That is just one length. Alright, and that will be the answer. Let's look at the next one. So this one is going to be the differences of squares. Notice there's no middle term. The reason for that is because they cancel out, meaning something minus something gives you 0. So what we do first, though, is take the square root of the first and last terms. They have to be perfect squares to be able to do this. So the square root of 36r squared is 6r. Square root of 121 is 11. So now we're going to be, since there is going to be no middle term, we just write these identically for your binomials. You just have one positive and one negative. So if I were to multiply it out, 6r and 6r is 36r squared. 11 times negative 11 is negative 121. But we also have 6r times negative 11, which is negative 66r, and we have 11 times 6, which is positive 66r. Positive 66r minus 66r gives you 0, and that's why there is no middle term. So then this is going to be your answer.